What is going on? We are live right now. Again, I'm not very good at telling my subscribers when I go live. This is kind of a little surprise here. Let me open up a window so I can see your guys' comments to me. Hopefully some people will join. Shimmerin and Valen and Supreme Brick. Ton of people are already here. One second, let me pop this chat window out so that I can again see you guys and interact with you guys. What is going on, guys? So here's the deal. All right, the Apple Watch, in my opinion, well, here, let's start off with this. Everyone's talking about the Apple Watch, right? Apple Watch Series 4 is just had its big keynote introduction. Everyone's talking about the features, the functionality, what it's going to do, what it's going to do for the world, how crazy it is. And the reason I'm going live is, number one, because I've been getting a ton of questions about it. And number two, because I think it's very valuable to have this conversation with you guys. And I want to know if, my thought process is correct, or if I'm just going crazy, or if is it just me? Is it just me that's not a huge Apple Watch guy? I don't know. But let's look at the comment section real quick. Liam's here. Aaron, you're a crack up. Thanks, bro. Mr. X Mac is here. Tanner, going on. Hassan, aloha, everybody. Kenneth from Wyoming. Harley, why so much hate lately? I don't know what you're talking about. If you're intimidated by someone having an opinion, this is not the channel for you, my friend. John from New York, what's going on? David from Chicago, how are you? Wristwatch check. Tanner says, I'm wearing my Rolex Date 1500. And just kind of a 2-for-1. It's my cocktail time, Sarbo 6.5. I'm going to be putting it back on the ostrich leather strap. So I'm going to be kind of multitasking here right now. Let's see. Sejo from Dubai. Let's see. Breyer says he's not a smartwatch fan either. Okay, guys, in the comment section, let's do kind of a communal wristwatch check. What are you guys wearing? I want to hear from you. But yeah, so summer it's still very hot here right now. I actually have the air conditioning on, but I can tell the nights are creeping in a bit earlier, and it's time to take some watches off their bracelets. So I'm putting it back on the leather for the autumn. And man, I love this watch, and I love how it looks on ostrich leather. So we're gonna go ahead and throw it back on the ostrich leather. Steve's wearing a Waltham Day Date. We got a Rolex Oyster from Breyer. See, Seiko Flightmaster, Nathan, nice choice. Shimron's wearing an Explorer 1. Adam's wearing an Alpinist. Heck yeah. Isaac's wearing an Alpinist too. Cassilis with the Oris Aquas Date. Nice. We got a Speedy. Jorge Rodriguez from Culver City. What's going on, dude? We're not that far away. Hamilton Jazzmaster Viewmatic. Nice choice, Troy. Vintage Hamilton. Woo! Someone's wearing an Abyss 2. It's a lot of watch. It's a solid watch. And someone is wearing a Fitbit. Now, that's actually incredibly relevant to the topic today, because that's what the Apple Watch 4 is, guys. The Apple Watch 4 is just a very expensive Fitbit. That's kind of a very large claim to make, but hear me out, okay? There are wristwatches that tell the time. There are wristwatches that have complications. For instance, this Rolex Date has a date complication. It tells me what the date is. There are day-date complications. A lot of Seikos have them. It'll tell you what day of the week it is and what the date is. And there are grand complications. There's perpetual calendars. There's moon phase complications. There's a lot of information that you can glean from certain watches. Graziano says that he loves my work. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. You guys all rock. But okay, so you can get a lot of information from wristwatches. Okay, there are wristwatches from the Game Podify says chronograph. Yes, that's another complication. There's a ton of complications that'll tell you a multitude of things. Usually, they have to do with measuring time, and often it has to do with measuring either time down to the seconds all the way to months. And here's the deal. Here's the deal, guys. Some people aren't into any complications. Some people like a very, very plain watch. I would use this cocktail time as an example, but it actually does have a date complication. I actually love that it has a date complication because they pull it off quite well. It still does not take away from that stunning dial. And here's the difference between watches with complications and a piece of technology like an Apple Watch. An Apple Watch tells you everything. All right, it tells you everything, and then the last thing it does, the very, 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 very last thing it does is tell you the time. Okay, it's a computer on your wrist that happens to tell you the time. All right, that doesn't make it a watch. Okay, there are calculators that tell you the time. That doesn't mean it's a watch. Okay, so just because it's a piece of technology that you wear on your wrist does not make it a wristwatch. And I understand this is something that only a wristwatch enthusiast would argue, but this is the Time Teller channel, and I am the Time Teller. And so that's my stance on it, and I want to hear from you guys. Do you agree or do you disagree? By the way, it is 3:31 p.m. Let's get down to business. What do you guys think? Sylvain says, I've seen the original Apple Watch used for under $80. They appreciate like a pizza. Depreciate. Yes, of course they depreciate. This is the thing. With technology like that, it not only does it depreciate in value, it becomes less useful, right? So the second you buy one, it's essentially obsolete within 3 weeks, you know? So it's like, it's just absurd. Whereas this watch, my Rolex Date 1500 is over 20 years older than me. And it's still gorgeous. It's probably increased in value. And it works just as well as it did the day it came out. So there's something to be said for mechanical watches. Even if you have a quartz watch, like the Quartz Crisis watches, they're still super cool nowadays, and they're not really obsolete. They're still incredibly accurate, and they do what they're supposed to do. They tell you the time. Juan says, but a watch is actually technology. Yeah, a watch is technology, but technology doesn't necessarily mean make it a watch. Does that make sense? It's like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't a square. So a wristwatch, this is definite technology. It is technology, and there was definite engineering that went into making it. But just because you have another piece of technology, right, this iPhone, if I strap it to my wrist, yeah, it tells you the time, but it doesn't make it a watch. That's the difference. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know in the comment section. Rensen says, T3 is a boss. You're a boss, dude. Cornwall, England. What's going on, Cornish Vapor? What year is your Rolex? Most likely from mid-60s. Okay, Kenny says, what I said makes sense 100%. I appreciate that, bro. Is there a mechanical G-Shock? Not that I know of, man. Reschke. Hey, Jory, good day. Good day, man. Is a Casio calculator watch not a watch? No, that's just the watch with a funky complication. Because here's the deal, like wrist. Okay, this is kind of woo-woo and kind of out there and in the ether, and I'm not trying to get all existential and like crazy and but wristwatches on one side of me thinks that wristwatches aren't necessarily for telling time. Okay? Because it's everything outside of that. It's how it makes you feel. It's the story that a watch may tell. That's why I really, really, really appreciate vintage collecting, because you know that watch is probably older than you. It's probably been worn by someone else, if not multiple people. And you got to think like, where has this watch been? What's the history with this watch? Like, how has this watch contributed to orology as a whole? What's the story? And so there's a lot of things certain watches do for you, especially because there's a deep emotional attachment to a lot of these watches that we collect. Um, and then on the other side of me, there's something to be said for a watch with all of its moving parts working together to accurately measure time for you. That's really impressive as well. And the thing is like, David asks, "What's up, Jory? Did I spell it right?" Yes, it's Jory. My name, Jory Goodman, is at the beginning of each one of my episodes, but everybody still finds a way to misspell it. It's all good. It's like Corey, but with a J. Here's a quick tangent. I was at a Starbucks ordering my cold brew, and they were like, "What's your name?" And I always say Goodman. Like whenever I'm giving a reservation or I'm making a reservation or something, I always say Goodman, because Goodman is way easier than Jory. People are like, "Oh, George?" No, Jory. "Oh, Jordan?" No, Jory. Blah, 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 and it's a back and forth. So I just say Goodman. All right. Well, this one time I went to a Starbucks. I ordered my cold brew. They're like, "Can we get a name?" And for some reason, I was like, "I'm not going to say Goodman. I'm going to say Jory this time." So I was like, "Jory." And they were like, "George?" And I was like, "No, Jory. It's like Corey, but with a J." So what happens when I get my cup? It says J-C-O-R-Y. Jacory. Anyway, so what I'm saying is there's something to be said for the simplicity of a wristwatch. At the same time, and I kind of like that wristwatches tell you the time and other measurements of time. And I don't need a wristwatch to, you know, do everything outside of that. That's what my iPhone is for. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, so someone asks, okay, people are getting mad that I'm drinking Starbucks. Dude, Starbucks is convenient, man. There's nothing else to it. Let's see, more people. Random Rob says, "Calm down, Jacory." Tanner says, "How's your day been, Jacory?" Lalian Robles says, "Hi from Peru." What's going on, Peru? So here's the thing. Yeah, you're okay. Nick says I should just introduce myself as the time teller. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. This I'm not trying to take away from the engineering or technology that's inside the Apple Watch. It does a whole lot of stuff. It seems to me that they are really putting an emphasis on like health and tracking and that type of stuff with this iWatch, excuse me, Apple Watch Series 4. It has an ECG meter, so it'll track your heart rate and arrhythmia and stuff like that. It has an emergency like recall detector, so that if you fall, like if you trip, or you have a little tumble, it will detect how quickly like you move, and then if you stop, if there's no motion for a certain period of time, it'll give you an alert and ask if you're okay. Okay, it'll be like, it looks like you fell. Are you all right? And if you don't respond, it'll call emergency services. That's cool. That's all well and good, and that's really interesting technology, but it doesn't make it a wristwatch. Like, it does all of that, but it happens to tell time. It's not a wristwatch. Here's another thing, guys. You will never pass down an Apple Watch to your child. Okay? Like, I know there's this whole technology renaissance right now. Like, there's a bunch of hip people, hipsters. I hate using that word because I have a beard and I wear glasses. People accuse me of being a hipster. Definitely not a hipster. Go over to Silver Lake, Echo Park. A ton of hipsters over there. Or go to Chinatown in Los Angeles. Literally only hipsters live there. I know, my girlfriend's Chinese. She used to live in Chinatown. No Chinese people in Chinatown anymore. Just hipsters that are going to ask you where you buy your records. You want to listen to this limited edition vinyl with me? No, dude, I don't. Anyway, there's this huge resurgence of hipsters that are acquiring and collecting kind of obsolete technology. Like, it's cool. Like, the big monitors are cool again, and like this and that and whatever. But for the most part, you're never going to pass down this obsolete. Like, dude, in 15 years, I'm not going to give my son my iPhone 10 and be like, here, this was in my pocket for a year. No, he's not, like, that. There's nothing cool about that. But you know what I will do is I'll give him, or whatever, my kid, I'll give them my my Certina that was passed down from my dad to me. That'll be super special. I'll pass down my grandfather's watch that was passed down to me. That's going to be super special. I mean, all my watches are going to be passed down to my kids, right? And that's what's awesome, is that watches, although they accurately tell time, they almost transcend time in a way. And that's what's so cool. David Williams, don't assume the gender of your kid. Give me a break. Chris B says, can't be a hipster. You need a man bun for that. That's true. Steve says, East Coast hipsters are the worst. Yeah, dude, I'm from New England. Had a lot of those. Then I moved over here to the West Coast, and we have a ton here, and they're all bad. I can't tell which hipster is worse. I don't want to listen to your vinyl record. I have Spotify. Yeah. I wish all Seikos came with a default sapphire. Doesn't bother me that much, dude, to be honest. James says you can't be a hipster because you lift. That's true. Yo, can I get some likes for this right here? Can I get some likes? Yeah, I want to see these likes get bumped up real quick. Tanner says Jacory the hipster. Yes. Breitling Emergency does that. Yeah, Breitling Emergency is just a really expensive life alert. So, I'm just kidding. No, there's cool things. That's not to say watches can't have some technology. That's really cool. But you'll never be able to convince me that an iPhone strapped to your wrist, which is essentially the Apple Watch, is a watch. Okay, it's not. David Cody says 51,000 subscribers. Congrats. Thank you. Phil Edwards says, hey man, great channel. Thanks for the laughs. Thank you guys. Thank you for laughing. David says, Apple Watches are tracking devices. Steve says, I'm from California, but I moved to Rhode Island. That's so funny. We did like the opposite thing. I love Rhode Island, by the way. Beautiful. Ooh. 80,000 subscribers by the end of 2018. That would be nuts. That would be freaking nuts, dude. That would be absurd, and I would be so happy and thankful. What's your opinion on the Orient Triton? A lot of watch, dude. I think Orient makes good watches. They just don't like. I've never seen one that really speaks to me like otherwise. I know people are like, "Oh, you like Seiko, therefore you hate Orient." That's not how it works. Okay, that's not how it works at all. I just happen like the second I find an Orient that I love enough to buy one, I'll buy it. That's just like I don't currently own any Orients. Doesn't mean I hate Orient. Like watch more of my videos and you'll see that I recommend a ton of Orients to people all the time. By the way, I'm looking down right now because I have just removed the Milanese from the Sarbo 6.5, and I'm going to now put on the ostrich leather strap. And it's really easy because this Hadley Roma ostrich leather has fixed spring bars, so I don't even have to mess with the tool anymore. You just use your fingernail. Always remember, buckle goes up, guys. Buckles up. And yeah, check it out. Boom, one side already on. And boom. And that's all there is to it, guys. Look at how cool that looks. Okay, Eric Johnson says, is a Tesla a car? Okay, a Tesla is it is a vehicle. It's a car with a lot of technology in it, and it's impressive. But I would argue that it's not an enthusiast's car, right? Like I actually had this conversation on the last week or the week before, I think on Federico's live stream. It's the Tesla and other electric cars don't speak to me because there's not really a visceral driving experience, right? All the cars I own currently are 6-speed manuals, and so there's a lot of input from the driver. I literally have to shift the gears for the car to remain moving, and that's driving, right? That is the act of driving. Whereas as the cars get more and more advanced, and I love these luxury cars that'll do a lot of things for you, and they drive themselves. That's cool. That's really, really cool. And sometimes that's useful and comfortable. But you're also essentially eliminating the driver from the equation. And for people like me that actually enjoy driving, it's not fun. Does that make sense, guys? Again, please comment. I'm now setting the time, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm going to set the date on my Sarbo 6.5, and then guess what? I'm going to wear this for the rest of the day. Actually, I'm going to the gym after this live stream, so I won't wear this at the gym, but Chad Meyer, is it a car if you don't drive it, or is it a shuttle? It's a good, yeah, it's kind of a transportation device. Like, yeah, it's like a teleporter at that point, right? You just kind of sit in it and then you appear someplace else. Simon B, where's the strap from? I just said it is from Hadley Roma. And Hadley Roma is a company that I think makes really, really good, affordable, affordable, high quality straps. I also like Kolareb. Hadley Romas tend to be a little bit less expensive than Kolareb, but they're both great watches. All right, give it a little shake, and the Sarbo 6.5 is set. And check this guy out, guys. Second wristwatch check of the live stream. Look at that, guys. The icy coolness of that dial and how it plays with the kind of bright, supple ostrich leather. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Best watch ever. Reshki asks, where do you get your glasses? Okay, guys, so this is I get this question all the time about my glasses. These are Warby Parkers. Okay, Warby Parker, I have no affiliation with them, although if they wanted to sponsor me, that would be awesome, because I think they have a really cool business model. Super convenient, free shipping. You get your glasses within like a week, and each frame costs about 90. Each frame plus lenses cost $90. Can you believe that? I used to go to like Lens Crafters and stuff, and I would get Ray-Bans and Ralph Lauren frames and stuff, and I would spend like $450 like for a pair. Now at Warby Parker, I get these really cool looking, really well made glasses. I get the glasses, or I get the frames and the lenses for $90. Come on. Crazy. Where do you get your beard? Judaism. I was born with it. Connie Zen says, I look so cute. Oh, guys, you want to know who I have a crush on? I have a crush on someone in the chat right now. And her name is Connie Zen, because that's my girl, actually. Yeah, see, people are saying that's a really good deal for Connie says she loves me. You hear that, guys? Someone told me they loved me in the chat. I love you too, babe. See, isn't this an awesome support system? My girl watches my live streams. Can it really get any better than that? My life is awesome. So here's the deal, guys, to get back on topic. Sorry. This total tangent. I love this watch. Connie actually got me the Starbo 65, by the way. Then we started talking about glasses. All I'm trying to say, watches might be technology, right? Wrist watches are a part of technology. But just because there's other technology out there, if you put it on your wrist, it doesn't make it a wristwatch. And are there some really, really impressive features on the new Apple Watch? Yes. Are they useful? Absolutely. Is it a wristwatch? No. So that's it. That's what I gotta say. But Shimron says, behind every great man is a greater woman. Agreed, man. So Valen says, Apple is a fruit, not a watch. Steve says, Nissan or Honda? Hello. I have a 370Z. Nissan. Shimron says, Nosy Parker. No, Warby. Warby Parker. I'll do a video on Warby Parker maybe in the future, probably on my other channel. By the way, guys, I want to thank everyone who has entered the giveaway thus far. Okay, really cool giveaway. I'm giving away a Seiko SNK 809 and right here, this Zelos Mako Bronze Diver. That's an $800 watch, guys. I'm giving them away. I think most people here have probably already entered the giveaway, but if you haven't and you're interested, then go ahead, click the link in the description of this live stream, and it'll take you to a video, and it'll tell you everything you got to do to enter the giveaway. Just want you to check out my Instagram at The Simple Consultant. I want you to check out my new channel. My vlog channel kind of talks about other things outside of watches. You'll get to know Connie a little bit better. We talk about just my life away from watches, and I get a ton of questions about my life. Not to sound like a narcissist, but I get a lot of these questions, and obviously I have other interests outside of watches that I would love to talk about, but I don't want to talk about them here. So yeah, click the link in the description below, enter the giveaway, and it'll be a good time. But I want to thank everybody who's already entered, because really cool of you guys. Thank you. Do I have a watch strap case that I could recommend, Jacori? I have a few watch rolls, but honestly, on these racks here, I have a multitude of straps that I leave there. Did I speed up the patina on the Mako egg style? No, I didn't touch the Mako because I knew I was going to be giving it away, so I didn't want to. I didn't want to be giving away a watch that like I did a mod, an egg mod on. I'd rather have someone else take it and then have them do whatever they want to do with it. Because some people like patina, some people don't. So Nick O'Shea says, finally made another live show. Well, yeah, dude, at the beginning of the week, I like doing, my normal content, my normal edited videos. And then at the end of the week, typically throw in some live streams there to get the conversation going. What watch can I get for $100? I've made a few videos about watches you can get for under $100. Seiko SNK 809 is one, and there's a ton. There's a ton. The collection says your beard rocks. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. AFI or Dropkick Murphys? AFI. Juan says, it's good to find you're taking care of my new Mako. We'll see, buddy. We will see. Enter the giveaway. Could be yours. Steve says, boost or NA. Naturally aspirated, baby. But yeah, guys, so that's people are asking, how do I grow a beard? That was funny. You guys crack me up. What have I done to the Z? Subscribe to my other channel, dude. I make videos about my cars. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. Baconator Doom, someone buy this guy a Tom Ford watch. Yes, I made a really interesting video, if I do say so myself, about Tom Ford's overpriced $9,900 quartz watch. And you can see me break it down. It's ridiculous what these fashion companies are doing. So check my channel out. I made a really cool video yesterday. You don't want to miss it. Tell me what you think. Again, guys, if you find use for technology like the Apple Watch and you want to invest in one, you want to buy one and use it, that's fine. I'm not judging you. Just my personal criteria for what a wrist watch is, the Apple Watch does not meet that criteria. Okay, it's just an iPhone that you strap to your wrist. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. And it sounds like a lot of us are on the same page. But again, yeah, I think it's a worthy conversation because I've been getting so many questions about the Apple Watch. Not a fan. But yeah, guys, so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope the rest of your Wednesday is amazing. I hope the rest of your week is amazing. I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller. And always remember, I didn't invent time, guys. I just tell it. Love you guys. Have a good one.